We are getting close to finishing our Unit 6 fraction unit. I know it has seemed like we have been on this unit for quite some time now, but we are starting to wind down. This week we're going to be focusing on multiplying fractions. So if you see the whole number of 3 and I times that by 2/3, I'm only going to be multiplying my numerator. If you've noticed that my whole has stayed constant every single time, my denominator, even when we've been adding denominators, when we've been subtracting denominators, it has stayed the same. So in this case here, I would multiply 3 times 2. I would get 6. I keep it out of thirds. When I convert this over, I'm going to get 2. Another way of looking at this is the same thing as saying 3 2/3. So 2/3 plus 2/3 plus 2/3 gives you 6/3. And again, when I divide, if I use that old-fashioned way of changing an improper fraction to a regular fraction, I would get 2. Another example would be like 6 times 3/4. Instead of me adding 3/4 6 times, it's faster to multiply. So 6 times 3 is 18. I keep my 4 constant. When I change it over, I'm going to get 4 2/4, or I'm going to get 4 1/2. Okay? Kids will also be multiplying with mixed fractions. So in this example, notice I have 3 times 2 1/4. So it's not just 3 times a fourth. Now I have a mixed fraction. So I'm going to multiply my whole numbers first. 3 times 2, there it is, I'm going to get 6. Then I'm going to multiply my numerator. 3 times 1, and it's going to stay a 3. And then again, I don't say 3 times 4. Remember, that 4 stays constant. So this is really 3 times 1/4 is the same thing as me saying a fourth plus a fourth plus a fourth, which we know is 3/4. So that would equal 6 3/4. So this is one way that kids could solve it. Another way they could solve it is if they wanted to change 2 1/4 over to an improper fraction. So if that's the case, they would say 3 times 9/4. Again, where are they getting 9/4? 4 times 2 is 8, plus 1 is 9/4. So they're changing this over. Once they've changed it over, then they just multiply their numerator. 3 times 9 is 27. Back over the whole of 4. Then they convert that over. When they convert it over, they're going to get 6 3/4. Another example is if I multiplied 2 times 2 2/3. Again, one way they could do it, multiply your whole numbers. 2 times 2 we know is 4. Then you're multiplying 2 times 2/3. 2 times 2 is 4 over 3, stays the same. I convert 4/3 over, I get 1 1/3. Then I need to add that to that whole of 2 times 2. And I'm going to get 5 1/3 as my total. Or they can take 2 2/3, change 2 2/3 over to an improper fraction. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8, 2 times 8/3, they're going to multiply. 2 times 8 is 16. Back over the 3. When they change it over, they'll get back 5 1/3. Okay? So essentially, this is like using repeat addition if they wanted to, but we know that repeat addition takes a longer time, and at this point, instead of repeating the addition for the fractions, multiplying it just makes it a lot faster. So I hope this has been very helpful. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me.